This is a tutorial on how to use the vinyl sign cutter. To start off with, I usually make a small circle and a square to do a test cut. So I'm just going to place a small circle in the corner here, and then I'll place a square inside it. To see what size the circle is, I can click on it, and down the corner here you can see it's about 1.2 by almost 1 inch. So I'm just going to right mouse click, go properties. I'm just going to change that, keep aspect ratio. Just go 1, and you can see it automatically changes. But I'm just going to make it a perfect circle 1 by 1. So I'll just go back to here. There we go. Okay, it's just a test cut. Doesn't really matter what size it is. All right, to get to the machine now, I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Cutting Setup. From Cutting Setup, you grab the printer name, and in this case, it is the Roland GS 24. So we pick that. Next, there's a media size. Before we can select the media size, we actually have to go to the machine to do this. So I'm going to pull up the camera with the machine on it, and you take your finger, obviously you turn it on. It will do a little bit of movement and zeroing itself. And up top here, there's a whole bunch of settings, but for this one, it's select sheet. And what we want to do is pick a piece. So right now, that's a roll for a whole roll of sheet of material. That's edge, and we want piece. Okay. Now the next thing we got to do before we hit enter is I'm just going to slide this over here. And what we're going to do is grab our piece of material. Okay, we're going to put it in. You're going to see that there is a sensor here, and there's actually a sensor on the back side. So these dictate how big the sheet is. And the other thing that dictates the sheet are these rollers, so between them. So I'm going to put my sheet in, and you're going to notice there's a bunch of white lines across here. The rollers that roll back and forth like this, they have to slide and be in one of those white zones. So I'm going to put one there. My material is going to come here. I'm going to slide my other roller from the back side to there. So I'm going to maximize the sheet size. I'm laying out so it's on the line, so it's straight. And at the back here, I'm going to pull the handle forward. Oops, you can't quite see that on the video. We're just going to move this up a tiny bit. And right here, we have pull back, and it locks it in place. Now I'm simply going back to the menu panel, and I'm pressing enter. And when I press enter, you're going to see the machine's going to go back and forth, sense it, and forward back to set the material up. Now it's ready. Now I'm going to go back to my cutting settings. So media size now, we're going to go to change, and I'm just going to change this to inches so we can match it up. And right now it's set to 23 by 63 inches. That piece of material is not that big. So we do get from machine, and you can see now that it's changed to the right size. Okay, and a matter of fact, when we flip back to the machine, and I just pan this over a tiny bit, hopefully you can see in there, it actually matches the size now. It's coming in there. Okay, so that is the same size on the screen as what it says on the machine. Okay, so now we simply come back, go back to here, we click on OK to set it, and then I'm going to click on OK again. And now you can see the paper size has actually changed to quite a small piece. This is now my piece of material that I can work with. So I can do any other fonts or anything else. So if I just put hello, we'll just put hello there. Okay. So once that's done, we can now go to File. You go to Cutting. Okay. Whatever is inside this box now will be cut out. And as soon as I click on OK, I'll go back to here. You can now see it moving. And that's now cutting out the material. If it's a really long piece down here and it was about 10 feet long, you'd have to make sure this is very well laid out. Otherwise it would actually track off the material. Once it's done, I can just hit menu and menu once more and hit on setup, and then I can flip this back and pull up my material, and you can see when I do this that if I was to just pull this off, you can see there's my words now. Okay, and it's nicely set up the blade, and it's kind of hard to see, but in there's the word hello, and there's my little circle there. Okay, so that completes the tutorial on how to use the vinyl sign cutter.